Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to DC Live.
Live.
We might be having an error on our internet, and so we'll have to keep kind of watching it and seeing if it does a little bit better. And so, but any which way, we're glad that you are all here. So,
dude, it's pajama night. Hope you all wearing your PJs.
It's not pajama night.
We sent out an email. Michelle sent out an email, right?
No, she did not. Did you get a fake email?
I told her. Oh, it's happening all.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Well, anyway, I'm glad you dressed up in pajamas. But hey, we're excited.
But you feel silly, don't you?
No, I don't really feel silly. So.
You should.
Okay, so where'd that voice come from? There's a voice out there?
I think your chair's mocking you.
Okay, you think maybe... Okay, maybe so. Alrighty. Well, hey, there's a lot that's happening tonight. And so, one thing that's might be happening tonight is the fact that that next week we might be back at the church for...
Just us.
Thank you. Just us. For a presentation. So we're going to do DC Live next week. And I think maybe Bagman is going to make his way there. Maybe that's... Because, he was in that convertible. It was kind of long like the ocean. And so...
It's probably PCH.
That's probably PCH, which means he's
on his way.
He's on his way.
He'll meet us there.
We'll get
it. Just call him. Tell him to set the whole thing up for us.
Okay, well, let's
get him to set everything up.
He's going to come set everything up.
Make some popcorn. Get us...
Boy, man, that was crazy. I mean, he was running in the water, and then he was on a motorcycle. And then,
did he run in the water or on top of the water?
Did you hear the little splashing of the water during that song?
So either he's an Incredible or he's Jesus.
Nope, neither. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was on a motorcycle. The guy was popping a wheelie on a motorcycle. That was pretty crazy.
That's pretty cool.
And then he, I think he was also in that convertible, right? So man, by ocean, by motorcycle, by convertible, all modes of transportation. And so it's pretty crazy. That's what's interesting is to think of the different transportation that's kind of out there, we all enjoy doing. And
if you remember, my mode of transportation is the Razor scooter.
Yeah,
you recall a few weeks ago.
That's pretty cool. Why don't we do this? Why don't we play a game? Let's play the Whisper Challenge, where the students have to guess in the live chat what's being whispered, and what's being whispered is our favorite mode of transportation. What do you think?
I didn't know people had a favorite mode of transportation.
Okay, how about you and I's favorite mode of transportation? Alrighty?
I know I have one.
Okay, you have one. I have one.
I just didn't think other people did.
Let's do this. Why don't we start with my favorite mode of transportation? And so I'll whisper.
But
wait, you know what? I'm not going to whisper.
Before we even play the game, I think we have some birthdays.
Oh, wait. We have a lot of birthdays. Thank you, Aiden. How about I whisper the names of the students, their birthdays? Already? We have a ton of people to wish happy birthday to. Let me pull up all the different people that we have to wish happy birthday to, because there's a lot.
First off, Michelle, happy birthday. Sorry my dad forgot.
Yeah, so Michelle Stout had her birthday, and so yeah, so Michelle Stout had a birthday, and then hey, want to do just some quick shout outs to some other students. We have Evan Anderson, his birthday was on May 6th. Garrison Hanger, May 21st. Walden, his birthday was May 14th. Arya, May 3rd. Kiera, May 31st. Lexi, May 21st. Melanie, May 3rd. Josh, May 13th. And Lauren, May 8th. And so anyway, so lots of crazy birthdays happening, and so anyway,
happy birthday, everybody.
And then hey, we have another birthday coming up.
Do we
ever? It's Aiden's birthday.
I wonder, yeah.
Aiden's birthday is May 25th. You know who else is on their birthday? Is Jordan Hargrove, man. You share his birthday with a junior high student, man.
Oh, and so your other daughter's birthday, May 10th.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
you saw her a little while ago. So alrighty. So I think
we should play the game now.
I think we should maybe play the game.
Whisper challenge.
Whisper challenge. And so let's do this. First mode of transportation. Let's see how it might work. Already? Okay. Alrighty. Here's the first word, and we have a special guest who's going to whisper. First one. Here we go. Wow. I think
I don't know.
you don't really know who that is, huh?
No, I don't know what she whispered.
Oh, you don't know what she whispered.
This is a hard game.
This is a hard game. Yeah. And you know what's funny is they only get one shot.
Yeah.
That's it.
We can't replay that. That's live. That's live.
That's just live. There's no replaying it, and you either get it or you don't get it, and so we hope that you do. And so, but here's like a clue. There was like this motion of like kind of like almost like a person kind of maybe diving or something.
Trying to escape a shark.
Ooh. Alrighty. So there's kind of some clues for you students, and so so that's the first one. And so students in the live chat, you should have been able to put in your guesses by now. And so with that, if not, you know what, here is the answer, and the answer to that very first one was dolphin. That was a dolphin. Alrighty. All right, let's go for our next one. Here's number two. Oh, it's Morse code. That was Morse code. It was a 3-letter word.
She's whispering with her eyes.
She was whispering with her eyes, and she was sending a Morse code. And so, so think of a 3-letter word and
2-letter word.
No, it's a 3-letter word. So how can you have a 2-letter word? There's no 2-letter word of mode of transportation.
2 words. 2 words.
No. This is a different one. So already, yeah. So yeah, we went out of order. We went out of order from
Thanks
the paper.
for letting me know.
Yeah, sorry. Already. Hey, here's the next mode of transportation. By the way, that Morse code for the 3-letter word.
Yeah, 3 letters. 3 letters.
Car. C-A-R. Car. Alrighty.
We will also accept bus.
We will accept bus. What other? And we will also accept a pad. You know, like a pillow pad. You know, like.
No.
Try to think of other 3-letter words. Alrighty. No. Let's. I think our whisper voice got a little louder. So let's send in our third one. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, that was coming in for the whisper. Ooh. Oh, that was a good whisper.
I feel like they might have heard it.
They might have heard it. I if I remember, it might be something that you kind of like.
I do enjoy the occasional
the occasional ride.
The occasional joyride.
The occasional joyride. All right, so students, put in the live chat your answer, and you should be really good to go now. Alrighty.
Bonus points if you can guess the correct color.
Alrighty. Well, the answer is Razor scooter, and I have no clue on the color. No clue.
It was red.
You gotta get the green one.
You gotta get the green one. Alrighty. Green one. Alrighty. Okay, and then last one. Okay. Now, this one's hard. This one's almost impossible.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I'd have to see a picture.
I learned about this one this week. So I never knew this existed until this week. But apparently it's a favorite in the family. I learned that this week too. So
in what family?
let's just
the White House family.
Let's just get to the whisper. All right, our whispering guest.
Please reveal yourself.
Ooh, kind of like some rowing. Okay. Ooh, there was the whisper.
I think she's cooking.
Alrighty. Okay, so we'll give a hint because this one's really, really hard. It does deal with water. Alrighty, And so
And you got to be specific, all right?
you got to be really, really specific. And so students, go ahead and put in your answers into the live chat, and then we'll accept your answers. And the answer is a bonga boat.
Boonga boat.
A bonga
A
boat.
bonga boat. Yeah.
Boonga boat.
You know, besides the Razor scooter, you know what my other favorite mode of transportation is?
What's that?
On the back of Spider-Man.
On the back of Spider-Man.
I want him just to carry me through New York.
I can imagine
Going
like
a
people
little
riding on
sights-
the back of Superman, but never Spider-Man. So
Yeah, you know, a little sight.
that's kind of weird. Well, you know, you talk about Spider-Man. You know, Spider-Man is like a blockbuster movie. You know, like in the summertime. You know, like we watched Spider-Man in the summertime before in the past, and so, you know, how about this? You know what's crazy, Aiden? We have a sponsor again.
Yeah?
But it's a different thing. It's a movie promotion. We actually have a movie trailer of a blockbuster movie coming out this week that's kind of supporting us. So let's watch.
Dude, a movie. That's awesome.
Alrighty. Rake Wars. Man, that's going to be a crazy movie this summer. So
You know, I'm excited because I have a rake of my own.
Yeah.
And I want to join.
yeah, except your allergies, man. You can never go outside and rake.
Let me
you
pretend.
know what?
Let me
If
have
you
my
and I
moment.
were in a rake war, I'd win because your allergies, you'd be done after 2 minutes. So, yeah, man, that's kind of what summer movies look like this summer. It's kind of when you're stuck at home, it's kind of like, well, I guess we'll watch, two people battle it out with a couple rakes. So, there you go. Awesome.
Rumor has it the same production companies in the makes of Pool Noodle Wars.
There you go. Alrighty. Well, hey, thank you so much. Junior high students have been putting together the last couple movies and sponsors, and
Awesome job.
Keeps us afloat. So, you know what, Aiden? I think what we need to do is we need an easier game now. Because that first Whisper Challenge, boy, man, that I'm sure just wrecked everybody on the chat. You know, trying to guess, you know, how to play. And so, how about we play another riddle game? Like last week, you know, we played that spoon
How
game.
is that going to be
And
easier?
so let's try it. Let's try another game. And this one is called the Moon Game, and it's really, really simple.
I can play the Moon Game. Can you play the Moon Game?
No, that's not the riddle. That's not the riddle. So the Moon Game is really simple. It's you wanting to travel to the moon, and you get to take 2 items with you.
It's now the best
And,
place to live, according to Forbes.
Apparently. And so this is how the game works. In the live chat, you're gonna write your name. You're gonna say, you know, your name. And then you're going to list the 2 items you want to take with you to the moon. And if you guess 2 items that work, well, you figure out the riddle, you can win and go to the moon. And so we're going to play video because a lot of students tried to do the challenge and some staff tried to do the challenge. So in the live chat, put your first name, your last name, and then 2 items you take with you to the moon. But watch the video, because the video has the riddle, and see if you can kind of maybe figure it out. And so,
Can I just tell you the things I'd like to bring?
yeah, what would you like to bring?
Some graham crackers and A bag of Skittles.
Yeah, nope, you can't go to the moon. So if you watch the little movie here with the riddle, see if you can figure it out, and maybe afterwards you can play the moon game. Alrighty, with
my
that,
name's
let's
Lloyd
watch.
Gilbert. And so if I'm going to go to the moon, well, maybe I will take like lava rocks because I think that kind of fits like the moon's atmosphere. And then maybe I'll take like some Gatorade because, kind of quench the thirst. Those are my 2 items. Okay, Evan, what about you?
I'd like to take a computer and a Bible.
Nope, you can't go to the moon. I'm sorry. Danny, what about you?
My name's Danny Bomback, and when I go to the moon, I will bring my guitar and my Bible.
I appreciate you showing your love for Jesus. But, it's really dark on the moon. There's not much daylight, so you're not going to be able to read your Bible or look at your guitar to play the notes. So, no, you cannot go to the moon. I'm so sorry. When I go to Chuck E. Cheese, I always bring, my owl with me. And, he's always encouraging me.
When I go to Chuck E. Cheese, it's usually the good old pledge bottle, so I can spray off the Corona first, and I just spray it.
Oh, but you wouldn't spray my owl, would you?
No, of course not.
Yeah, because my owl's allergic to pledge, actually. Leah, what about you?
Oxygen tank and extra seat belts.
Wow.
Smart.
Lucky. You know what? You can bring an extra seatbelt along, but you can't bring an oxygen tank. Sorry.
My brother and my running shoes.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of space inside that little shuttle, and so your brother won't actually be able to climb in with you. And why don't you leave those things at home and maybe try to go to the moon another day?
I'm going to bring marshmallow and trampoline. No.
No.
All being really weird. Why would you bring lava rocks to the moon?
Because they fit in my pocket, Michelle.
When I go to Dodger games, I usually like to bring my own ball, and I kind of fake out the players. When they throw a pitch, I throw this one in, and they think it's the actual pitch. So.
Wow, is that why they've lost the World Series every time the last 2 years?
Oh man, I walked into that one.
Why would you need Band-Aids in Neosporin?
Because we're going to the moon.
There's a first aid kit already on there. You don't need those things. Sorry. No, you can't go to the moon.
I'm Daryl, and I'd like to bring a dog because, it's good to have company. And maybe some Quiznos because I want to have food. Can I go to the moon?
Well, just like with me, I'm going to bring some Gatorade to quench my thirst. Quiznos sounds like a really, really good match. So, you know what? If you want to bring those 2 things, why not? You can go to the moon.
My name is Kaylee, and I would love to go to the moon, and I would take my dog and a bike.
No, you can't take a dog. I don't think dogs will survive very well on the moon.
Water.
Sounds smart.
Nope, you don't need to bring that. That's just going to be extra weight.
Have you ever been in a public bathroom and the lock doesn't work on the door? Because that's the worst thing that's ever happened to a person. So I usually bring my tape. I'll tape the door.
So you lock the door yourself?
Yeah.
No.
So I'll tape it.
How much tape you put on, and literally that wouldn't stop anybody from just opening the door because it's masking tape.
Yeah, because it's masking tape.
Why wouldn't you use duct tape? You gotta use something else. Lexi, what about you? You want to go to the moon?
My name is Lexi, and I would bring a laptop.
But you don't have internet connection. How does that make sense?
Okay, so you want to bring your laptop, and what else did you want to bring?
Oak wood, so you can build stuff.
Wow, you know what? You're gonna have a lot of free time on the moon. You're not gonna have anything to do, so why not? Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to bring my pet rock.
What's your pet rock's name?
Pet rock.
Pet rock. Yeah. No, you can't bring your pet rock. Sorry about that, Evan. Hey, Darren Beebe, what about you? Do you want to go to the moon?
Yes, this is Darren. I want to go to the moon, and I want to take some food for the lion and my spacesuit so I can survive.
Oh no, Darren, you cannot go to the moon. You can't go to the moon. This is so hard. But you know what, Darren? I'll let you take a dog to the moon.
I'm Michelle, and I want to bring a monkey, and I bring a squirrel because it's just the best pet ever.
You know what? If you bring the monkey, before the squirrel comes on board, why not? You can go to the moon.
Monkey has to go first. There's
the monkey
an
has to
order.
Because I think the monkey will keep the squirrel from, misbehaving. We're allowed to go walking. I like to take like some loaded questions with me. And, I might even ask them a question like, hey, what person have you ever wondered whether or not they liked you? And that becomes like a conversation starter. And then I'll ask them like, hey, do you like me?
Probably pretty awkward if they say no, right?
And koala. Koalas are going extinct.
No.
So I'm trying to help them not go
Then why would
extinct.
you take them to the moon? Because then they have no way to.
Maybe they'll populate on the moon.
Yeah, you just made them officially extinct.
A glove and a ball.
You love baseball, so you want to play baseball on the moon. Yeah. There's no gravity on the moon, so your baseball would go. You throw the baseball, and then it would just disappear into space. Jordan, I'm sorry, you can't go to the moon.
Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna go either way, so.
Evan Moberg, what would you like to bring to the moon?
No, actually, I don't want to go to the moon anymore. I'm perfectly fine on Earth.
I kind of do the same thing, but I do it with my science textbook. So
You go out in public with your science textbook?
Yeah. I forgot what this was actually. I just found it. So I go around and I ask them a question, and they gotta get it right.
My name is Melinda Hurley. I would probably bring some movies because I'm bored. A hula hoop to do exercise with. There you go. Can I go to the moon?
Very nice. Very nice. I'll let you go to the moon with those 2 items. So, yes. Well, Colin, do you have anything else to show me?
I have a speaker, and this speaker kind of just like good for all uses. You kind of just walk around. You can bump music whenever you want to.
Where would you not take that?
Ooh. Probably like a funeral or something,
Oh my God.
I would think a funeral or a church service, you probably wouldn't want one of these.
All right, welcome back. Man, playing that game so many times with students, I can't tell you how many times I keep hearing students, talk over and over like, wait, I don't get it. And they start to lose their minds and they're like, stop the insanity, like, stop, like, you're driving me nuts, Lloyd, And
so the game was easier.
So the game was easier.
It's good to know.
It's good to know that the game was easier. Hey, if you didn't know what the riddle is you choose 2 items that begin with the initials of your name. So, like Lloyd, I would take like Lava Rocks, and Gilbert, I would take like Gatorade. So, LG, there you go. So, that's why you couldn't take a bag of Skittles. Sorry. So, and maybe next time. All right. Next time. Hey, man, that idea of like stop, like, oh, you're driving me nuts, and that insanity kind of piece, and sometimes you might even feel that now, right, in this kind of time of lockdown. And it's really interesting is how many times I've encountered students saying to me, like, stop, or nah, like, no more, like, I can't take it. And man, there was one time I was even saying this to some junior high students. There was this one group, man, they were so crazy. And years ago, small group of students, I went into their group one night because the leader was like, help me, because the kids were all crazy. And went in there and we were talking, and there was a group of students, and we were doing this illustration to show how Jesus was 100% human and 100% God who came to save us. And so we did this illustration where you take sugar and water, and you put the sugar in the water and you stir it up, right? To show them like Jesus is both 100% man and 100% God, coming down from heaven and coming as a full man to us. And so we told them, see if you can separate the sugar from the water. And the students were like, trying to make that point of like, you see, it's both, God is both, human and divine. And before we could make the point of the illustration, this one student was like, I'm thirsty, grabs the sugar water, drinks it, gulps it down, and then some student was like, dude, you just drank Jesus, and everyone laughed, and then that kid threw up, and then the whole night was over. So, and I was like, stop, But what's really sad, though, is that other times, other students finding moments in their life where they're saying, stop the insanity. There was a student one time on his birthday. He got this iPad, and he was really excited. And but then a fight broke out with his dad. His dad stomped on this iPad on the day of his birthday, this gift, and totally destroyed it. Other students I've hung out with, that they themselves pick up this habit of like always cussing all the time and wanting to break that habit. And then they find themselves doing it over and over again. And they're like, I wish I could stop doing this. Tonight, we're going to go into Luke chapter 22. And we're going to experience the same emotion that Jesus had of stop, enough. And this is a moment. And what I want to do tonight is in Luke chapter 22, we're going to look at 2 scenes of his life. We're going to look at the last meal that he had with his disciples, and we're going to look at the last miracle that he performs. And both those miracles draw you in to this reality of no more. Like, we can't have any more of this. Like, we need someone to help us. And it's Jesus who's saying no more, and it's Jesus who's offering the solution. And so with that, let's do something different this week. And will you join me in a quick prayer? Just to calm your own heart. The chat is off so that you can really kind of dive into this talk here tonight. And so tonight, let's do that a little different. Let me pray real fast. Father God, will you meet us here tonight? Will you bring your grace and your mercy to us? May we be drawn in to your voice saying to us, no more. Lord, that you want to heal us of hurts that have been done to us, and you want to heal us and forgive us of the wrongs that we have done to others. And we thank you for that in Jesus' name. Amen. Luke chapter 22. Let's start with the first scene. And again, we're right at the last week of his life. And so I'm going to take you to the last meal he's having with his disciples. In Luke chapter 22 and verse 35, he's already shared this incredible meal with him. He's already had this wonderful meal with his disciples, and he's going to go begin to teach them. And he says this. He says, Jesus asked him, when I sent you out to preach the good news, and you did not have money or a traveler's bag or an extra pair of sandals, did you need anything? No, they replied. But now, he said, take your money and a traveler's bag. And if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. For the time has come for this prophecy about me to be fulfilled, that he was counted among the rebels. Yes, everything written about me and by the prophets will come true. So Jesus is telling this story. He was reminding the disciples that Jesus sent them out to do this ministry, and they had nothing to go with them. And it was a reminder that they were to count on Jesus for everything. And they encountered great hospitality. They encountered people that welcomed them, that welcomed this good news, that welcomed this message. But here Jesus is getting ready to go to the cross. And Jesus is reminding them that, you know what? Not every moment of your life is my message going to be welcomed by people. You see, we've looked at so far these incredible miracles of Jesus that beg the question, who is he? We've looked at these teachings of Jesus, these parables for 4 weeks. We looked at the question of what authority does Jesus have in saying these things? And tonight, like the night with the last meal, he was getting at his mission. And he was wanting to communicate to the disciples that at the end of the day, we're going from hospitality, where everyone kind of welcomed Jesus, to hostility. That Jesus was going to go to the cross. He was going to suffer and he was going to die. And so the image of the sword was a reminder that, you know what? Sometimes in following after Jesus, it will be difficult. It will be hard. And Jesus was reminding them of that mission. And the disciples misunderstood. It was so crazy, is at the last meal Jesus had with them, he broke bread and described that it was like his body being broken. That he took the wine and he says, this is an example, a metaphor of my body and my blood being shed for you. And right after that incredible intimate moment, the disciples started arguing, who's the greatest? Well, why are you arguing who is the greatest when Jesus is describing how he's giving his entire life out? They missed the point. They misunderstand his mission. And Jesus was telling them, hey, you know what? Going forward, it's going to be hard. Like you're going to need a sword. But they misunderstand Jesus. Jesus was never about violence. He was always about forgive your enemies. They misunderstand. Well, what did they do in this moment? It's crazy. Look with me at verse 38. It says this, "Look, Lord," they replied, "we have 2 swords among us." That's crazy. What they did was they're in the stranger's house having this last meal with Jesus. Jesus was saying, hey, it's going to get pretty hard. Like you're going to need a sword. They took that literally. And so the disciples in this home that they were in, they saw these swords hanging up on the wall. They went and took down the swords out of this person's house and said, hey, Jesus, we got these swords. We're ready for action. Let's go cut them up. And Jesus is like, well, what did he say? He says this, enough. Stop, he said. Jesus is basically saying, you're missing the point. You're forgetting who I am. I have been preaching a message of forgiveness and loving your enemies. No, I don't mean a literal go get a sword and hack people up. No, that's not who I am. I've come to offer myself, to give my life away so that you can be saved, so that you can be forgiven. Well, that's the first scene. Well, I want to take you now to the scene of his arrest, where he actually performs his last miracle. So the scene of his arrest goes like this. After the meal is over, they go out and they're heading and they stop at this garden, and Jesus has this long prayer and he's pouring his heart out to God because he knows he's going to be arrested. He's going to go face the cross. And then from there, all the disciples and Jesus are heading out, and the religious leaders come, and Judas, one of his disciples, betrays him, gives him up, and basically betrays him with a kiss. They kiss Jesus on the cheek, that signal to the guards Jesus is the one that they are now to arrest. Let's take a look at the scene of what's kind of happening here, and we're going to jump to verses 49. So right after that happens, it says this, and it says this, when the Jesus said to Judas, would you betray the Son of Man with a kiss? And so when the other disciples saw what was about to happen, they exclaimed, Lord, should we fight? We brought the swords. So here, and there's 3 interesting movements about this arrest. The first moment is this, that when Judas betrays Jesus, Jesus calls him out on it. It says, Judas, what are you doing, man? Like, you've been with me, and now you're here betraying me with a kiss? Like, he called him out on his hypocrisy. Well, that is the first movement. The second movement is that now the disciples are there and they pull out the swords. They brought the swords with them from the house. That's not even their swords. And now they took them out like, we're ready to fight. Jesus is like, wait, I already told you, like, stop, enough. And before Jesus could even finish what he was saying, one of the disciples, in verse 50, it says this, and one of the disciples struck at the high priest slave, slashing off his right ear. So in this moment, it's so tragic that the disciples, in their impulsive actions, in their jealousy, in their anger, they go and cut this ear off. So Jesus is saying twice now, enough of this. Stop. Look at his response. Jesus says, no more of this. And it's really sad because who was the ear that they cut off? They cut the ear off of the person who was the slave. Man, Jesus came to bring great news of release of the captives and really, remember the parables that we taught on before, were go out into all of the crazy places and bring in all the outcast people, bring in all the poor people. Jesus' entire ministry centered around his ministry to everyone who is forgotten in society, as well as the totality of all people to forgive them of their sins. And here in this moment, the disciples chop off an ear of a slave. They totally, again, miss all the point of who Jesus is, miss what the relationships are all about. And Jesus says, enough, stop. And he touched the man's ear and he healed the man. And so with that, I want to take us to a short little video here with Michelle, who really has some practical suggestions, I think, as we think about this idea of like, stop, no more. Can we start to hear the emotion of Jesus in this passage and Jesus's words that he's saying to us even tonight? Jesus is saying to you, man, enough. Stop all the craziness that you're doing. Can you get on board with my mission? Tonight's a little longer night, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. And keep giving us your attention here with Michelle, who's going to take it away now.
Play the news. Here's your news. From Word of the Day.
Alexa, skip.
Gracious.
Stop.
G-R-I-S-E.
Alexa, stop.
Stop.
Alexa, stop it.
Stop! Just stop! Stop it! Why won't you stop?
Stop autoplaying. Gosh. Next one. No, I just want to read it. Stop. No, what? Don't preview. Stop it. I don't even want to watch Spirit. That's ridiculous. Go, next one.
You know that.
Okay, okay. Nope, just let me just look at it. Stop autoplaying. Why does Netflix do this? Ads, just stop. I just want to watch this. More ads, stop. Cool, I love this song. Blue is so funny. Ads, stop. And you choose recipes.
Stop! 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 Just stop! No more! No more! No more! No, down!
Stop it.
Stop!
Stop it. Stop.
Stop!
If you're anything like me, technology, when it doesn't work, can be so exasperating. It can drive me crazy when it doesn't do the things I want it to do. Why doesn't it just get it? And I feel like that was how Jesus felt with the disciples. How he felt with those that he was trying to desperately instruct. He kept saying over and over, stop, enough, no more. And they just didn't get it. They continued to not see it. And so what I hope for you guys is that there'll be a moment when you can step into a time where you see, okay, I'm done, enough. And you can hear God telling you, will you stop? Will you listen to me? Will you let that thing go? Will you stop sinning in that way? Hopefully, there'll be a moment where you quiet down and you're able to hear God's voice telling you enough.
Well, in the first two movements of Jesus' arrest, you have the betrayal. Jesus calls out Judas's hypocrisy. And then the disciples And Jesus calls out their ridiculous, impulsive actions, their jealousy, their fits of rage. And in the last scene, Jesus even calls out the religious leaders. He says this, Jesus spoke to the priests who were there to arrest him, and the temple guards and the elders that come for him. And he says this, am I some dangerous revolutionary that you come with swords and clubs to arrest me? What's so fascinating is there were several moments that they could have arrested Jesus, and they chose not to. They came at night. And here Jesus exposes them. And even Jesus says this in verse 53, why didn't you arrest me in the temple? I was there every day, but this is your moment, the time when the power of darkness reigns. And this is really sad because, Jesus is pointing out that, at the end of the day, some people preferred the darkness. They don't want to step into the light. And Jesus exposes the darkness going on in their lives. And Jesus is here in this arrest, about to go to the cross to break the power of that darkness. The mission of Jesus was to move us into that place where we can say in our hearts, wow, yeah, no more, Jesus. I don't want to keep doing this. I need your strength. I need your help. I need your healing. And so, yeah, Lord, expose everything that's happening in my life. Expose the darkest parts. And because you know what? It's those darkest parts that Jesus, I think, says even more clearly, enough, stop, because it's really, really hurting you at the end of the day. Well, with that, I really appreciate you guys hanging in there. We've gone a little bit over time, but Sierra has a little activity for us. And man, I want you to give her your fullest attention because it's an activity that I think will be really helpful for you students. Watch.
Hey you guys, it's Sierra here again with the wrap-up portion for DC Live. So after listening to Lloyd talk and watching Michelle's video, something that I thought would be really helpful is to do an activity to kind of put this into practice. So what I want you guys to do at some point this week, you can do it right now, you can do it during your small group or after your small group or just sometime during your week. Grab your journal, I have mine right here, and make a list. And I divided the page into two, and one side says things that cause chaos. And that can be, a habit of fighting with your siblings. It can be a habit of being worried all the time. It can be a habit of saying bad words or making jokes that aren't appropriate, or just things that cause that chaos in your world and in your heart. And I want you to write all of those things down, and those are the things that maybe Jesus is calling you to stop. Just calm down and stop and give them to him. And then on the other side, I want you to write down what it would feel like if you actually stopped doing that. So for example, if you're the one who makes all the inappropriate jokes and they're inappropriate in your heart, but you just can't stop doing it because it feels like that is your identity, I want you to write down, what are you afraid of if you stop doing that? Are you going to become boring? Are people going to stop liking you? Maybe who you are will seem to change. And I want you to write that down, how it would feel to stop doing that. Also, would you experience more peace? Would you feel more connected to God and feel like you can go to him more often? After you do that, I want you to pray through your whole list and just give each one of those to God and trust that he will be with you, even if it might be scary to surrender and give those things to him.
No, I don't.
All right, welcome back. And man, what a great fun night that we've had. And hey, I just want to do a couple quick thank yous to some people here tonight. And one is Addison. Thank you, Addison, for helping. And Addison helped with some of the videos and did the Great Whisper Challenge. And hey, the winner for the Whisper Challenge was Ethan M. And so you won the Whisper Challenge. And so good job. And Connor Beebe, you were the winner for the Moon Game. So great job with that as well. And I just want to say thank you to my wife Kathy for putting up with everything. And so do you have anything to say?
Should I? Let me clear my throat. Oh shoot, still the same. Hold on, let me get some water. Oh nope, it's just my voice, everybody.
It's just her voice,
But
everybody.
I love you, and it's been really fun to be a part of DC Live. We love you, junior hires. Thanks, everybody.
Alrighty, that's an insider for you guys, if you guys can figure that out. Alrighty, everybody, jump into Zoom small groups. Love you guys. Peace.
Bye.